Hi, my name is Robert van Uyen. My channel has the same name, and I have done more than 50 vlogs on the building of my HO train layout called Rhineland. If you want to know a little bit more about the layout, check out vlog 30 that explains the background. And for the rest, I've done lots of updates on my layout that you can check. For the YouTube Model Builders Big Build Contest, I'm going to attempt to build the auto assembly plant from Walthers Cornerstone. It is a major feature of my layout. In fact, the layout has this as a starting point. It has lots of activity. Steel from the steelworks, coil steel going in, auto parts coming in from other countries, and seaports in boxcars. Auto racks going out with cars, of course. Scrap metal going back in gondolas to the steel plant, etc. So it is a major piece of activity on my layout. In some previous vlogs, I've discussed the placement of the building. I think it's important when you purchase a structure, or that you check your layout and the background of your layout, what you want to do before purchasing a structure, and then checking on placing it on the layout. So I'll flash back to having a look at that placement on the layout. Here I have now mocked up, using the base plates, the what will become the Nedcar auto assembly, or a stamping and auto assembly plant. So it has a spur going into the building. So I have two spurs here at the side where the cars will be driven out of the factory and up a ramp and onto the auto racks. Okay, this is a kit that I bought off of eBay internet about a year and a half ago. I don't think it's made at the moment by Walthers. You can see it's seen better days. It's obviously been standing around in somebody's attic or basement for many years, but it essentially has not been built. So all the parts, I have done a bit of checking, and the parts I think are all there. This is the instructions. It's kit 9333079 auto assembly plant. Instructions. It's a fairly straightforward kit with, although there are a lot of parts, most of the parts are fairly large, so it's not a very fiddly structure. Usually with Walthers kits there are a number of different ways to build it. The sides are modular, and you can put the kit together as shown here, or you can do it as a half relief where it's longer against a backdrop, etc. So that's what I'm going to figure out is exactly how I'm going to put it together. And also, often these kits only come in a limited number of colors on the sprues, and you often need to check what the colors are, and often need to do some painting to get a scheme that suits your needs. So the original picture on here shows a cream-colored brick and blue cladding at the back. And what I found is that the cladding, the actual color of the cladding, was this yellow color, which didn't really suit the situation. So I spent a little time already just checking the colors on the layout, and have come up with a color scheme that I'm going to use for the building. Also, I've done a little bit of weathering on some of the brickwork, because that was quite bland, to make it look a little bit more Northern European, and that's here. I've done a little bit of mucking up of, for instance, particularly the front office. Because what I wanted to, the original colour of the brickwork was this bland, rather bland beige colour, and I've already done a little bit of work, and I'll do a little bit more for this video on just darkening up the brick, and this will be the eventual scheme, which will be a darker red brick, which would be typical for here in northern Europe. And the window, the sills, and feature work will be white. The window frames will be white as well, and that's basically the scheme I want to get to. Plus, I wanted a two-tone, whereas the front office is all a bland single color. I wanted a two-tone color. I wanted the front hall to stand out, so I've left that a lighter color brick, and the sides I wanted a darker color so that the hallway and the entrance stands out a little bit. That's what I've been working on for the time being. So I'll also, on the cladding side, I've done a little bit of painting work, and this is the way the cladding will look on the side of the building, the blue cladding. Because, you know, the original color was this rather annoying yellow color. So I'm going to continue painting all the cladding this blue color. I've done a little bit of pre-work on this. So for this video, I'll finish off the brickwork. I need to paint the sills white, and I need to paint window frames white, etc. Some more cladding blue, and the brickwork I need to weather up a little. So that'll be the rest of this video. It'll be basically checking the parts. I'm going to do a layout of the plant here on the table to make sure I've got all the parts and the way I wanted to build it. And then I'll finish off with pre-painting things, sides of the buildings, the claddings, etc., or any pieces that I wanted to paint. And then we can start putting it together. Okay. Ah, yes, it's always a good idea to start putting it together in a dry fit like this, sort of test fit, check your dimensions and the parts, because I found something that I hadn't realized, and something that's going to need to look at is. I've put together the truck doors here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Put together the truck entry doors here. Here's a main door. But the truck entry doors go down below the level of the building. And of course, I checked the parts, the document. You can see here the truck doors, and then on the final building you see the truck entry doors go below the level of the building. So you read the instructions, and it says, well, you're going to have to build a sunken entry for your trucks. Okay, I didn't realize that. I have to think about that, whether I actually use these truck doors or not, because I don't really have the space to dig a hole for the trucks to get in, as it were. So that was rather interesting. yes, it's a good idea to test fit your bits and pieces, just to make sure you got all the parts and you got them in the right place, because you learn something every time. Okay.